Alright, so welcome to this channel. Welcome. So today we'll be discussing about the difference of the two terms and concepts between environmentalists and environmental engineers. These are nouns, but to different people. I can guarantee you that. So why I decided to take this vlog, okay? Because of these three reasons. Of course, three reasons. I'll be giving you three reasons why. Of course, but hindi naman ako mabash. Okay, first reason is because of the non-existence of valid information. Second is misconception of the idea, of course. And third is wrong practices. Okay. First is non-existence of valid information. Not okay, let's accept the fact that not everybody are open to understand, open to hear, and be cleared up with different terms. Okay. And not everybody is interested to have that kind of knowledge. Okay? And thanks to those who really love to understand, who really love to to listen and to practice the right information. Why this reason is very important? Because it can cause to misconception. It can lead to the second reason, okay, that provides space for discrimination for both principles and terms. Okay, so before we proceed to the differentiation, why it becomes discriminatory for environmental engineers. Okay, so I am an engineer myself. Ang dami ko pala, engineer myself. So I often heard about, are you environmentalist because you're an environmental engineer? Okay, so how would I answer and respond to that? Yes, of course, there are differences. There are differences. So that could lead us to misconception. And sometimes I got offended about it. Not because I have so much pride, but because, you know, practically I studied 5 years for that program program or course. And I am being called not just, okay, disclaimer lang, hindi ako nag-discriminate ng environmentalist because those environmentalists are really helpful in advocating for something. And those environmentalists are really have something to help and say, especially for environmental issues nowadays. And third is wrong practices. Okay, why it became a reason. Because sometimes environmentalists, I, I, I don't want to say that they have limited knowledge, but because they have limited space, for example, for conservation, for example, for restorations, for solving a problem in the environment or for in an industry, for example. While the other one, environmental engineers, they have technical and analytical knowledge about something. So they can really have an acceptable and standard solution. Okay. Yun yung reasons natin. First, non-existence of valid information, misconception, and wrong practices. Why we made this video for a reason. Okay, so let's proceed to the differentiation. So what is really the difference between environmentalist and environmental engineer? Are they the same? Okay, first question, are they the same? Of course, no, they are not the same. Okay, why? Second question, why there is open misconception about these two terms? Because of course of the term environmentalist and environmental. Okay, so environmentalist is a person. Okay, and environmental is a concept for the environment and not a person. So let's proceed to environmentalist. Environmentalist means they are a group of people or a person who is advocating for something about the environment. Could be, example number one, example advocating for conservation. Could be for energy, could be for water, could be for conservation of our forest. Okay, this part. Any resources, environmental resources, they are advocating for that. And they are those people who've been working so hard and been, I think parang madami na ding nasusolve the problem in the Philippines and in other world, in the whole world, to be honest. Malaki yung help ng mga environmentalists when it comes to talagang ipaglalaban natin yung karapatan natin sa environmental resources natin. Because sometimes kalaban natin yung government, hindi yung industries, kundi government talaga minsan. So I'm very thankful with that, with those environmentalists. So that is no, environmentalists are those people who are advocating for something that's conservation without any environmental engineering or environmental related programs or degrees. Okay? Hindi sila nag-aral ng 4 to 5 years na courses related to environment or engineering. Meron lang talaga silang heart to the environment, to fight for something, to fight for a cause, for the environment, of course. And let's proceed to environmental engineers. So who are they? Who are they? So I myself is an environmental engineering graduate. So I am an environmental engineer by profession. And so I studied for 5 years. And ang alam ko kasi hindi lahat ng school in the Philippines are offering this program. And this is also one reason why I have to, or I decided to create this channel to motivate those people, to motivate and inspire them that it is the right time for us to understand the importance of restoring our environment. Look at what is happening around us today. The virus itself is an evidence that our environment is changing. That's a general concept of change. Okay, so environmental engineers are those people who have finished their degrees in environmental engineering. Okay, basically they finish it for 5 years or 4 years. Okay. And environmental engineers have two concepts. They practice the concepts of science, biology, and of course engineering. Those people, environmentalists and environmental engineer, can solve a certain problem. However, environmental engineers can solve it in the principle of engineering. And of course, it is a standard one, okay, a standard solution to a problem. Because everybody can solve, everybody can have their perspective about a certain problem to the environment. For example, it's a flood. What is the problem? It's a flood. Example, um, because of the dam, the latest problem because of the dam. So, kailangan daw i-rebuild lang yung dam. Kailangan, ano lang siya, parang kunin natin yung water para ma-rebuild natin. So, everybody has that solution. Environmentally speaking and with the engineering principle, how would we able to solve it? So, meron tayong assessment, meron tayong process, meron tayong standard. Paano ko sabihin ni EMB kasi or the ANR, sabihin niya na hindi qualified yung design mo. Kailangan kasi standard yung design, standard din yung load, ganun yun. And another example as well, why it is very important to have to really understand the difference of the two. Because environmental engineers, they're the only people who can be trusted about industrial problems. Okay, for example, wastewater facilities of, of a certain company or industry, or it could be beverages, food manufacturers. So, kahit pa meron kayong architects na safety, ganon, during the design of WTF, they have to have, they need to have a pollution control officer, which is environmental engineer, sometimes, or environmental science graduate. Because this profession develops the acceptable standard legally and environmentally, because we're only focused to solving the problem and not harming this and not harming the environment in general. Okay, we can compromise the environment whatever it takes. That's our principle. All right. So again, the difference of the two versus environmentalists versus environmental engineers are environmentalists are advocates of something, and environmental engineers have or have gotten their degree for environmental engineering. Alright, so if you have time, please click the notification button and of course subscribe to this channel and like as well this video and the rest of the video that I have published in this channel. And of course, leave your comment down below so that I get notified and I got to reply your comments. And please, if you have anything in mind about these two topics, just comment down below. And thank you so much.